point, the great fear that could happen to Superman and Lois has apparently materialized. It's finally came back this week, and here we have it. 500,000 viewers lost. It went on hiatus, and Supergirl took its place. Nobody likes Supergirl anymore. And they got out of that habit, and that's important. You know, it's really unfortunate because it's a very good show, and when it came back, it still has that quality to it. The Flash, of course, has long since fallen low, and that's no real surprise, which was once a very good show itself, but not anymore. So the episode was only, when it came back, it returned, was only watched by 724,000 viewers, down near 42%. So yeah, it's pretty bad. So it's unknown why so many fans forgot about the show. But yeah, the drop fits with CW's previous shows that have gone on hiatus, and this is typical of things, of television shows overall. You know, you can have a popular show, and then they'll switch it to another night or something like that, and then it just dies, and that sort of thing. And it often doesn't mean that the show got bad or wasn't any good. It messed with the habits, you know. And here was this business of going on hiatus when it was, I think, probably more popular than even they realized it would be. And still, they did this. Now, of course, this was in response to the lockdown. They said they didn't have enough episodes ready to go to make a complete run. So they needed the time to do that. I was watching Az on Heels versus Babyface, and he he acted like he was dubious of the excuse. But I mean, look, the lockdown happened, so I have to consider it had some of impact on it. But he suggested they should have replaced the segment with the other popular show, which is the reboot of Walker, which was the reboot of Walker Texas Ranger, now called Walker, and that one is very successful, or at least it was. So I can understand the strategy there, but putting Supergirl, and he says, well, it's Supergirl, it's Superman, and all that, and the two shows are so very different, and Supergirl has burned all the bridges it once may have had. There was some potential for that show, but that was a long time ago, and now it's just garbage. And sure, it's the last season, but nobody cared, and then that was it. They saw some good Superman shows and said, oh yeah, it was good, and then they moved on to other things. It was too much time in between. So yeah. So it might, like I said, the pandemic could have been unavoidable. I don't know that they could have put Walker there. That was his idea, or what have you, and possibly this was just something it was nothing they could have done. All one can do, like myself, is say that the show's still good so far. As soon as it starts getting crappy, like typical CW, I'm not going to lie about it. I'm going to say, yeah, that's too bad. It's gone down the toilet like the rest of them. And at some point, I'm dreading it. I'm thinking it's going to happen. I best hope they can get a couple of good seasons out of it, and then they quit while they're ahead, which is something the Flash should have done. Now, geez, it's a mockery of its former glory. But yeah, it's only been 1 week. It's one show, and there's, the hope is that they'll return. But the Flash is bad too. It's a bad show, and that's it leads into Superman. But they lost another 200,000 viewers. Good God. Because it's really awful. That last show they did was terrible. So possibly they say they should move it and stuff like that. But I don't know. Is this the idea that the Flash is so bad that's hurting Superman? Just don't watch the Flash. Just tune into the Superman show, because the Superman show is interesting because of what it's achieved in this bizarre era where it doesn't have any of that. It doesn't lecture you on politics and whatnot, and identity politics and all that nasty stuff that people are sick to death of, and it doesn't do it. And that's just that alone, it leaps above all the others. And at the same time, it's a good show, and I'd hate to see it fail just because of circumstances, So hopefully it can grow it back. I hope they don't try to do something stupid. I mean, there's going to be some crossovers. Of course, Dave Ramsey, it's already been revealed he's going to be on it. And people are hoping, could they're going to do something about the story of Green Lantern. No, they're not. It was a long shot hope, but they're not going to do that. That would have been an interesting thing. And had they done that, and you had a Superman Green Lantern episode, and you've lost this amount of viewers, it might have boosted it. But I don't know. And who knows who's in charge now with all the shakeups and whatnot. Is there going to be the identity politics Superman, or is it just going to be Superman? And the Superman and Lois might not have any protectors in these companies, even though it's good, and say, oh, look, it's a failure, let's scrap it and move on. That would be just abominable to do that, because especially right now, it was just such a great thing, and it was so odd to see just a show that's just good, a show that actually tries and is positive about the decent good things of a family structure and a husband and wife that actually like each other and credibly present cute characters who love each other, love their kids, and work it out, oh, well, we can't have that. So the only other hope they have really is Stargirl. That had a very good first season, but he could fall to the same fate. He could have the same crap, clutter it up and ruin it. Because like I said, at one time I kind of thought Supergirl had some potential, and God, I hope they don't do that to Stargirl, but more than likely they will. So yeah. So all of this stuff, the ice is very thin for them. And so the hiatus for Superman was a bad thing and a mistake. But I'm taking them at their word for the most part that they had to. Maybe Az is right. They should have used Walker in place, another popular show, to just keep people in the habit who watch CW shows. And then when Superman came back, it wouldn't be as bad a drop-off. But hopefully he can rebound, but there are forces against Superman. There are quite a few today, and once again, it's another thing that is rather baffling, but there it is. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.